right. Good afternoon, good evening, everyone.
Hello.
We are on camera tonight, so I'm going to start with, I'm Jaleesa Chenard. I am the chairman of the board.
Sheila Ezrandia, Vice Chair.
I am Claire Lent, I am the secretary scribe.
I'm Deborah McMahon-Foley, and I've been here for a while.
I'm Henry Tincati, and I'm just a member.
Winnie Hastings, and I'm the new member on the board.
And we have minutes. Do I have a motion to approve?
This is back in November,
So you really have to stretch.
Yeah. Oh, the R&R landscaping for the dumpster of groceries, is that the right wording?
Oh,
It wasn't an actual dumpster full of groceries, but it was a good amount of groceries.
Okay.
He filled the inside of his truck.
Oh, I thought he had a dumpster to fill.
Oh, no.
He brought a
that's
dumpster
lot.
to
He
fill
yeah,
for junk.
Trash,
Yeah.
right, yeah.
And then he brought a carriage full of groceries.
Oh, yes, yeah.
How about I move that we eliminate for the dumpster and thank you to R&R Landscaping
For the
for
groceries.
the groceries for Grady's, okay,
That's good.
I move to accept as amended.
okay.
And second?
Second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Director's report.
Yes. All right, so I'm gonna go back a little bit because we didn't, December meeting wasn't possible. So, December 4th, was a meeting here for Best of Times. They were discussing all the trips coming up. We do have an attorney that is coming. He was doing a whole series here. He's now gonna be doing mini law meetings with elders. So that's coming up. We had changed the time for yoga and for art class so that, January, February, and March, we're not gonna be open the late nights. It's cold, it's dark,
Yeah.
so we moved those up, so that's for that. We had sold 110 tickets to our annual Christmas party, so that was well attended. They did, I can go, I mean, a lot of this here in December, you're already aware of, and stuff that we do, on a regular basis.
Can I just ask Deb, why did Best of Times cancel the Newport?
They had, it was an error on their part, they had booked it twice.
Okay.
So they booked it for another group that had booked a certain number, and then they gave us a number that
Didn't work.
couldn't work. They were going to do another trip to Boston, but that didn't work either, so the trip was canceled, the money was refunded. They did have somebody that apparently was working for them that did not work out.
Okay.
So that person is no longer there, and they told us that that won't happen again, and we'll, you know, they'll check with us on a regular basis as far as numbers.
Yeah, perfect.
So January started, Happy New Year. We started taking tax appointments on January 2nd. We had numerous calls before we even opened the doors. So 2 years ago, we did 150 tax appointments. Last year, we did 172. This year, they're aiming for 181.
Wow.
So, yeah, so those will be in a designated area on the 3rd floor so that doesn't have to be taken down and put back up and taken down. So it'll work out much better this year.
And that's for, a limited income, right? It's not everybody that's a
Any
senior.
senior, right?
Yeah, yeah,
But only Clinton residents, right?
no.
No.
No, it's through AARP, and it's one of their programs. You know, we do book it here at the Council on Aging to accommodate our seniors, but it is open,
All right.
How many appointments already?
140,
So you get 40 more.
like 40 left. So, we did have, so I said the elder law, we had respiratory discussion. Bill O'Connor from the Highlands came. They found that very enlightening, what he was telling them about different breathing, respiratory illnesses, things like that. Growing Places is gonna be here the second Tuesday of every month from 2:30 to 3:30 with their mobile market. So if you want fresh groceries, come down for that. We were closed on the 15th, although the 15th was when the plumber was here, working on the 3rd floor. Book club was today with Terry Engano and Ken Cleveland. It was the volume 4 book about Clinton, so that was very nice. Veterans Breakfast is this Friday. Tech Time is this Friday. Dinner at the COA is on the 22nd. There's still time to sign up for that if anybody would like to. Cake decorating is on the 24th. Ron Sonia has started a new program. It's Flashback with Retro Ron, and they go over videos from back in the 60s, 70s, and talk about them and relive it. It's really nice. And then Felting Snowman has been canceled, but they're going to be doing another felting class in February. February, so we got the Monday movie, we've got a Bay State trivia by Therapy Gardens, and it's all about the Bay State. It's going to be all kinds of questions about our area. We had a grant on February 7th for chair hip hop. That went over very well last time. The woman comes from like Boston, and she does a very invigorating chair hip hop exercise fun time. The elder law mini meetings start on February 7th. You would need to call Melissa to book that. They're on half-hour intervals, and it's just if you had a question about estate planning, you had a question about something, you can actually come talk to a lawyer for free. February 7th is Send a Card Day. So we're going to have it, if anyone comes in, they can get a card for free. And we do have some postage stamps while supplies last that they can send a card to somebody for free. Our art class is on the 8th. Gentle Yoga with Jen Ween is different from our chair yoga. It's actually on the floor yoga. It's gentle yoga. She does a different type of yoga each week. And it's more geared towards our younger seniors. It's on the mats on the floor. And she would love to have you guys all join her. Growing Places, like I said, will be here on the 13th. Our Valentine's Luncheon is on the 14th. Our Caregivers Support Group is new. Q Hastings is going to be hosting that, or not organizing, but facilitating that. So he's doing our bereavement support the last Wednesday of the month, and he'll be doing the caregivers support. The Wild Women are having a painting class on the 14th. There is no Centumeal on the 15th because we have the Valentine's Luncheon on the 14th and we have the Veterans Breakfast the day after. So there'll be no Centumeal on the 15th. And then Tech Time on the 16th. We're closed on the 19th, but that is the trip to Mohegan Sun Casino. And that is open to everybody. You don't have to be a senior. Seniors are $10, everybody else is $20. The book club's on the 21st. They're going to be doing a book called A Little Hope. So I did order those, so if anybody would like to go to the book club.
Not for February, that's going to be the April book. The February book is White Lady.
Oh, White Lady, okay.
By Jacqueline Winspan.
All right, let me fix that. Well, I already ordered the books this following month.
Little Hope is going
Yeah.
to be March.
March. Okay. And then April will be the one the Lioness.
The Lioness
Okay.
of Boston, yeah.
Perfect. Then we have Flashback Friday with Retro Ron on the 23rd, Cake Decorate on the 28th, and Bereavement Support on the 28th. And then I just put some reminders in here. Our meal program, we are expanding. We're going to be growing that as well. But currently, there's muffins on Mondays. There's casserole, which is free. It's a Goodwill offering on Tuesdays. We have Panera, the yesterday's Panera on Wednesdays. We have Thursday Centumeal, and there's soup every Friday. We have brunch the second Wednesday of each month. The Veterans Breakfast is the third Wednesday of each month, and the fourth Monday is dinner at the COA. And then we said the Mohegan trip. April, we have a Newport Playhouse trip. And then in June, we have Woosocks. So if anyone's looking forward to some other trips. And we do have other trips planned with Best of Times, and they can check the newsletter or come in and find out about those. We did get the ARPA funds. I'm still waiting. I haven't heard back from the town administrator as far as if the bid was awarded to an architect firm. It did go out for the request for proposals or request for bids. So that we still haven't heard. So I was hoping to hear before today. I know there was a couple architect firms who were interested, but I just haven't heard back whether it's been awarded or not. Those other things we're still looking at, the security system, has been done and complete, but we still have one issue that we're working on as well. And then, just to note, the Disability Commission is still looking for, members. So if anybody's interested in serving on the Disability Commission, please contact Mike Ward. The Bigelow Library had contacted Senator Cronin. He usually comes here once a month. He's going to be going to the library every other month. So he'll be here on the other month. So the museum passes, we do have Tower Hill. We're working on getting other passes for other places in the area as well. And then, let's say we talked about expanding the food program. And then Growing Places was able to get a grant to put more garden beds up in the, behind the carriage house. We were already in touch with the Boy Scouts, and they do have an Eagle Scout that's looking for a project. So they will be able to accommodate us again this year, and the beds will be the same. It's the same troop. So they'll be the same as they are, and they'll fill the rest of that area up there. And then we have Grady's Groceries, of course, continues to benefit our,
How are we doing with funds and,
we're doing okay. Yeah,
supply?
yeah,
Good.
yeah, yeah. And I mean, other people are donating as well. We had the drive-through where people donated, it was a bingo drive-through. We've had other people donate, and even as far as like undergarments, I had another center call me today saying, do you want them? We don't have a spot for them.
Wow.
So I said, absolutely, we'll take them. And then the next paper that I have in there is your financials, and where we should be for this time of the year. We are going, the finance committee is, do you not have that?
It's on the front.
Okay. The finance committee is going to be meeting, coming up. They just posted it yesterday or today, and they're gonna go over the budget, and they'll start setting up the meetings with each department to go over, our budgets going in. The only thing I see changing on our budget is, I definitely, wow, it's so dry in here. I definitely want to, increase the hours for food, the meal site manager. Like I said, food's important, people need to eat, and prices aren't getting any cheaper.
How many hours is she at now?
25, so it'd be 10 more.
Full time.
So whether that is approved or not, we'll have to wait and see. And then, just one more thing I wanna mention too. We do have the vehicle out there for the SUV for medical rides. We haven't started using that yet, and people are like, well, it's still sitting there, why aren't you using it? Well, the reason we're not using it is because we do have a grant that we are expending, and we have to use it up by the end of the month. So once the grant is gone, then we will start using the vehicle, but we needed to use the grant up first before we start using it.
And there was a little delay with the registration and all that
Yeah.
stuff too.
Yep, there was, but it was all set. And then there are no correspondence, financial report you have, center activities, no building use requests. And then,
Do we have a warrant for approval?
you do, I will grab that before you leave. It's warrant 15? I can double check that.
We want to vote on that.
Yeah, I mean, you already all signed off on
Signed
it,
But we still,
through DocuSign. The town accountant just wants it verbally done.
so it's
as well.
warrant number 12?
Let me check, hold on one second.
Under new business, it's the emergency heating assistance fund. Touch on that.
That's the one that, no, she hasn't.
Melissa handles.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
something was going on between, I don't know who's doing it, we or us. I know that was the question the last time.
15.
15.
Yeah.
Do I have a motion to accept warrant 15, already signed by DocuSign?
So moved.
Second?
Set.
All in favor?
Aye. And we already had the facilities updates, there's no word on the policy updates, we haven't heard back. The emergency heating assistance fund, that was set up by the select board a year ago. Melissa, who does outreach, is still, we're looking for guidance on that still. Angela, the Assistant Town Administrator, is looking to the Attorney General for guidance as far as if somebody comes and they need oil, can we go through, Whitney? And how does that work? Do we set up a fund? Can we, there's just all
Some
the,
logistics.
yeah.
So now, was this the one that they were, Philadelphia was going back and forth
Yeah.
with wheat? So
Yeah.
now we're running the.
No.
No, what's happening?
No, we don't know.
Oh, okay.
No, we
So
don't know.
that's still up in the air.
It's still up in the air. We're waiting to hear back. We had been given the impression that we were going to be taking care of it. We did get all the documentation all set up for like an application for policies, all of that. And then the waters got muddy.
Okay.
So right now, I'm not sure who is going to be
Facilitating.
right,
Okay.
and how it's gonna work, and we had originally,
Is
when the
it-
select board had voted for it, it was gonna be an emergency fund, if somebody ran out of a heating,
Whatever,
Fuel.
yeah,
they would be able to, we'd be able to help them, they wouldn't freeze to death.
right.
Then the conversation started changing, that people that get fuel assistance, it could be between the people that qualify for fuel assistance and just don't qualify, that it can be emergency for that, but it just got really,
Is it specifically for seniors or no?
no,
So
No.
anybody,
anybody,
all right.
yeah, so like I said, we're still not sure what's happening with that. I mean, the money's been sitting there for a year, and if somebody comes to us, hopefully we can help them out. And then we talked about, the COA vehicle,
Mhm.
and the third floor renovations you've seen this evening,
Yes.
and we're ready to start using that, we
Looks
are all
great.
set with that. And then, like I said, the carriage house, we can't do anything until the
Until the
architect is assigned.
All right.
Do you see that happening in the foreseeable future?
I thought it would have happened already, because as from what I was told, there was 2 architects that applied for it. And all they need, and like I said, the town already put the ARPA funds away for it. So it should just be, assign it, and then they can get started. So, and then once they get started, then they'll have all the bid documents for the project to go out to bid.
Where's the holdup?
Picking,
I'm not
awarding.
sure who picks the architect. I don't know whether, I've tried getting hold of town administrator. I don't know whether it's the
Building, permanent
Building.
building committee.
permanent building committee, they meet once a month. So it might be that the architects put in for it, but you have to wait till the permanent building committee has a meeting. But like I said, I haven't heard back from anybody.
How long ago did this happen?
A while, it's been a while. So I don't know if I don't hear back because they just don't have an answer, or, I don't know.
Do you
I
want
don't
me
know
to,
what the holdup is, I'd be guessing.
do you want me to reach out?
You can, absolutely. Because like I said, that seems to be, like I said, if they would award the bid for the architect to somebody, that would start the wheels going.
Because we've been waiting on this for a long time.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And Leominster Credit Union stepped up with the money,
Yep,
and it looked like it was gonna start to happen very quickly. Initial work has been done,
yep,
but now we've come to a screeching
Standstill.
halt.
right,
And bureaucracy shouldn't be holding up
yeah.
our renovation project.
Agreed.
Especially when it's much needed. Like I said, we have right now, and I mean, thanks to Parks and Rec, for hosting us. But, we have Zumba down there, we have line dancing down there, we have Tai Chi down there. And then Tai Chi, they come back here for meditation. So, I mean, you're moving around, and it's just, there's no space big enough inside the building to have the class. So they have to have it down there until we finish this, and then once we finish this, we can move all of the fitness programs out there, and then we can use that room for other programs in here. So it's just, and, Parks and Rec, when they have, their own school vacation weeks, we can't have class there because they have programs there. So, I mean, we're lucky we have what we can get there, but it's not our place, and
Are they sharing that out of Goodwill, or are we paying rent?
No. Parks and Rec is very good to us.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anything else?
That would be it.
Board, does,
We don't have public comment.
that's right.
All right.
Move to adjourn?
In favor?
Aye.
Aye.
There we go.
We got 5:20.